Harris stood in front of his shop, with handcuffs in his hands as he was being taken away by the police. His workers gasped in surprise as they were unaware of his offense. How it all began. There was a man everyone knew as Harris. The man owned the biggest and cleanest laundry shop. People came from near and far to bring their clothes. Some even brought curtains, bed sheets, school uniforms, and big agbadas. Harris's shop was always full, but neat. He had many workers. Some washed, some ironed, and others folded clothes. His workers were fast and careful. That made people always come back. One Saturday morning, just as the sun rose, a tired-looking woman entered the shop. Her name was Tania. She was carrying 2 big baskets full of dirty clothes. "Good morning, Mr. Harris," she said, breathing fast. "Please, I brought my clothes for laundry." Harris smiled kindly. "No problem. Drop them here. We'll wash everything and make them shine." Tania left happily, and the next day, the clothes were delivered to Tania's house. She received them with joy. "Ah, you people are too good," she said, smiling. "These clothes smell fresh. Please thank Harris for me." A day passed, and Tania began to feel a terrible itching between her legs. She thought it was a small infection, so she used warm water to clean the area. But by night, the itching got worse. A terrible smell followed, and thick yellowish stuff started coming out of her private part. She was scared. "What is this again?" she cried, rushing to tell her husband. But instead of listening, she shouted at him. "You brought the infection home from your numerous girlfriends. What kind of disease is this? I have never seen this before. You've infected me." Her husband, Kelly, was shocked. "Me? How? I'm not sick. I'm not seeing any signs. Let's go to the hospital." The next morning. Tests were carried out, but the doctor looked confused. "Madam," he said, "there's no infection. Nothing is wrong with you medically. This is strange." They didn't believe it, so they went to another hospital. Same result. And then another. Still nothing. Meanwhile, the itching got worse. The smell became so bad that even their children didn't want to stay near her. She would stay in one room alone, windows open, yet the smell stayed. She cried every day. She swallowed medicine upon medicine, antibiotics, herbal mixtures, creams, but nothing worked. Soon, neighbors began to talk. "That woman is smelling like a dead thing," some said. "Maybe she has an ulcer of the body," others whispered. Even in church, people sat far away from her. The shame became too much for her family. One evening, after a long talk, Mr. Kelly said to her, "Let's leave this town. Let's go to a new place where nobody knows us. Maybe it will help." And just like that, they packed their bags and left the town. In the new town, the smell and itching never stopped. No matter how clean she was, or how many medicines she took, Tania still suffered. But through it all, her husband, Mr. Kelly, stood by her. He didn't shout, didn't complain. He only prayed and hoped for the day his wife would be healed. For months, Tania stayed inside. She didn't go to the market. She didn't go to church. She didn't even sit outside like other women in the evenings. But one morning, something inside her said, "Enough is enough." She cleaned herself up, wore one of her plain gowns, and tied a scarf. She didn't tell anyone, not even her husband. She just stepped out and walked slowly to the nearest church. It was a Catholic church, quiet and peaceful. She didn't want anyone to see her, so when she entered the gate, she walked straight to the grotto of Virgin Mary. The place was calm. The statue of Mary stood tall, with hands stretched out, looking gentle and kind. Tania knelt in front of the grotto. She didn't say a word. Her heart was heavy, her eyes full of tears. She thought in her heart, O Virgin Mary, I have heard your stories, how you helped the couple in Cana when they had no wine. Help me too. I am tired. My husband is tired. Please, intervene. She slowly laid down at the foot of the statue. The breeze was cool, and she started to feel sleepy. Suddenly, a soft hand tapped her. Auntie, get up. She opened her eyes and sat up quickly. In front of her was a small girl, about 8 years old, with bright eyes and a calm face. The girl spoke again. Auntie, go back to the town you left. Your solution is there. Tania blinked, confused. How do you know I came from somewhere? The girl looked at her without fear. Go back to the laundryman. He is the reason for your suffering. That day you brought your clothes. One of your dirty pants was among them. He took it. He used it for something evil. Tania's heart skipped. The girl continued. Go with the police. Arrest him. A girl named Ama saw him doing the ritual with your pant. She will testify. When you get your pant, burn it with fire. Still shocked, Tania asked, How do you know all this? Why should I believe you? The girl turned and pointed at the statue of Virgin Mary. Because Mother said so. Tania could not say another word as the little girl walked away. She looked left, right. No one was there. Only the soft wind and quietness remained. Her legs shook as she stood. Her heart beat fast. Something told her the message was true. As soon as Tania got home from the church, she rushed in and called her husband. My dear, something happened at the church. Mr. Kelly jumped up. What is it? What happened? Breathing fast, she told him everything. The visit to the grotto, the strange little girl, and her words about the laundryman. Things began to make sense. She remembered that her ordeal began immediately after she took their clothes to the laundry. She cried. Without wasting time, Mr. Kelly said, We are going back tomorrow morning. Early the next day, they packed a small bag and drove back to their old town. The journey felt long, and Tania was silent the whole way, only praying to God to give them victory. When they got to the town, they went straight to the police station and explained everything. But the police officer on duty frowned. There's no proof, madam. We can't just go and arrest someone because of what a small girl said. Tania felt like crying again. But another officer, Detective Sam, listened carefully. After a while, he said, Let's try something else. He told Tania to pack some dirty clothes and add 2 dirty pants to the bag. Then, Detective Sam, dressed in mufti like a regular man, carried the clothes to Harris' shop. Good morning. Please wash these for me. I'll come back tomorrow, he said, pretending to be a customer. The next day, he returned to collect the clothes. Back at the police station, they opened the bag in front of everyone. They counted the items, and only 1 pant was there. Detective Sam's face changed. This is enough for us to move in. With that, the police moved quickly. They arrested Harris at his shop. He didn't fight or run. He only laughed and said, Do you people know who I am? The police also picked up Ama, one of the workers the small girl mentioned. But Harris used his connections. He called someone big, the commissioner of police. Soon, calls were coming in, trying to stop the case. But Detective Sam stood his ground. Sir, give me chance to get a proof for the case, and if I fail, I'll resign, he said. Tania, desperate for the truth, begged to speak to Ama. When she was allowed to see her, she held Ama's hands and looked her in the eyes. My sister, please, help me. Help a fellow woman. I'm dying slowly. I have suffered too much. Ama broke down in tears. I didn't want to keep quiet, she whispered. But he threatened to kill me. I'm an orphan. I have no one. I needed the job to provide for myself. She wiped her face and asked the police to come closer. I'll tell you everything. Amma then revealed that she once saw Mr. Harris doing incantation and sniffing some pants in his office and putting them back in the cupboard. The door wasn't properly closed, so when I saw him, I stopped and peeped closer and saw everything. The police, with Harris still in handcuffs, marched to the laundry shop. People gathered, watching in shock and silence. Nobody expected that the kind man with the cleanest laundry in the town was hiding a dark secret. Just like Amma had said, when they entered his office and opened the cupboard, they found many women's pants, neatly folded and hidden. Among them was the exact one that went missing from the test clothes. The police took photos and marked it as evidence. Even the other workers were speechless. We never knew. We only come to work and go home, one of them said, trembling. The police took Harris away. Before they left, they ordered him to burn all the pants right there in front of his shop before everyone's eyes. He was forced to set them on fire until they turned to ashes. After that, he was taken to jail, where he would face trial for his crimes. The very next day, something happened. Tania's smell disappeared. The itching stopped. The thick discharge ended completely. She stood in front of the mirror and wept tears of joy. It's gone. It's really gone, she cried. She turned to her husband with teary eyes. My dear Kelly, I'm sorry. I accused you. I didn't trust you. Please forgive me. Mr. Kelly hugged her gently. It's okay, my love. We made it through together. A few weeks later, they returned to the Catholic Church. They went back to the grotto of Virgin Mary, knelt down, and gave thanks to God for the miracle. They prayed with joy, with peace in their hearts. As they stood to leave, they saw the little girl again. She stood quietly, watching them with a soft smile. Auntie, uncle, she said, go back and adopt Amma. She no longer has a job or anyone to care for her. Tania and her husband looked at each other and nodded without thinking twice. They returned and found Amma. They told her they came back for her. Pack your things, Tania said, smiling. Come with us. We'll take care of you. You will be the big sister to our children. You'll go back to school and we will train you to any level you want. Amma cried and hugged them both tightly. That day, a new chapter began. Not just for Tania, but for Amma too. Please, be careful where you take your personal belongings to for laundry. Not every smiling face means well. But when things go wrong, don't give up. God can still turn your pain into a blessing. Never ignore the power of faith, prayer, and standing by the truth.